So Aries, born between March 21st and April 19th.
Okay.
Your dog is action-oriented, courageous, loyal, intense, and smart. Quintessential Aries breed, German Shepherd.
Ah.
Mm.
Okay, that was none of our dogs, though, because March 21st, you said, till April 19th?
That was Wiggum,
Oh,
actually.
that was Wiggum. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. He was none of those things.
Welcome to Let's Scoop Poops. Let's Boop Snoots.
It's springtime.
It's springtime, spring cleaning time. I'm Heidi, by the way.
And I'm Vero. And the smell of poop is in the air.
Is it ever? And we are going to boop snoots, but we are also going to boop snoots about scoop poops. Say that 3 times fast, y'all.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about some other things too. We're going to talk just some little quick tips and reminders about kids and dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And what else? What else we got, Vero?
We've got a Dogoscope,
Oh.
which is kind of just for fun. And some fun facts.
Wasn't there a pet psychic of some kind at one point? Aren't there like pet psychics out there? Okay,
Yes.
we got to Google this.
Yes.
Okay, I will look it up while you Dogoscope. Shall we kick her off with some
Yes.
Dogoscopes?
Dogoscope. So when was your doggy born? And where does he fall?
So Miss Lou was born just a mere 5 years ago, on February 23rd.
February 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
Pisces.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. And what about Mr. Gibbon?
Mr. Gibbon, it was 5 years ago as well, on April 27th.
Well, that is, I believe, in Aries. Nope. Taurus.
Oh.
Ralph was born on January 6th and is I had it earlier. Can't remember.
Isn't he Aquarius?
Do.
This is the
Sorry,
dawning
folks.
of the age of
Capricorn.
Oh, a Capricorn. Yes.
And Mr. Wiggum was born April 1st. Aries.
Fool!
That's why he was such a funny dog.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so here are the signs and what they mean. So Aries, born between March 21st and April 19th.
Okay.
Your dog is action-oriented, courageous, loyal, intense, and smart. Quintessential Aries breed, German Shepherd.
Ah.
Mm.
Okay, that was none of our dogs, though, because March 21st, you said, till April 19th?
That was Wiggum, actually.
Oh, that was Wiggum. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. He was none of those things. Taurus, born between April 20th and May 20th.
Yes.
Your dog is stubborn, dependable, easygoing, slow and steady, and pleasure-seeking. Quintessential Taurus breed is Basset Hound.
Oh.
I feel like that's more like Wiggum.
Did I tell you that I saw a picture recently on Instagram of somebody with a big Basset Hound and they named her Jolene? Jolene?
Oh.
It was the cutest. I'm like, that's the perfect name. I think I did say this already, but anyways, I just have to say it again because I was like, you guys nailed that one. Jolene. Yeah, that doesn't really sound like Gibbs either. Yeah, it doesn't sound like him. No.
Maybe they're like a month early. So if Wiggum was an Aries, but he's more like a Taurus, maybe Gibbon will be more like a Gemini. Between May 21st and June 20th,
Mm-hmm.
Your dog is social, curious,
Yes.
playful,
Mm-hmm.
easily bored, and talkative.
Ah!
Quintessential Gemini breed is the Beagle.
Oh my goodness. So it's funny that you say that because like you know how you teach your dog like tricks and stuff like that. So I've talked about my dogs barking out the front window because we live across the street from the park and they want to tell us about everybody who's going by.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, but when I tried to get Gibbon to speak like as like a trick for a treat, like I'll say Gibbon sit and I'll say Gibbon speak and he's like "Moo." And then he'll get you might get like a little like "Moo."
Aw.
And then I give it to him. And I'm like, really? Like, here you are, like, barking up a storm, and you can't do it for, like, a treat right on front of like, what the
That's
heck?
cute.
Yeah.
All right, our next one.
Yes.
Cancer. So from June 21st to July 22nd, your dog is sensitive, loving, devoted, homebody, and charming.
Mm.
The quintessential Cancer breed is a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel.
Oh, yes.
Oh, the next
Cootie
one is
patootie.
Leo,
Mm-hmm.
de Leo,
Leo.
from July 23rd to August 22nd.
Mm-hmm.
Your dog is aloof, confident, independent, irresistible, and stubborn. The quintessential Leo breed is a Chow Chow.
Oh.
Mm,
Chow chow.
Le Chow Chow.
Le chow chow.
The Virgo, August 23rd to September 22nd. Your dog is patient, observant, charming, active, and reserved. Quintessential Virgo breed is the Dalmatian.
Oh.
Hmm.
Spotty. Sir Spots a lot.
Charming but reserved.
Interesting.
All right, the next one, the Libera. September 23rd to October 22nd.
Mm-hmm.
Your dog is gentle, kind, wide smile, fun-loving, and graceful. Quintessential Libera breed.
Golden?
Samoyed.
Oh, Samoyed. They
It's
do have big
Smochy.
smiles.
They do.
Smochy. Yeah, they do. They do.
Smochy.
Smochy.
I feel like it's like Ralph as well.
Yes.
Maybe not graceful.
Yes, I was gonna say. I was like, it sounds like a golden until you said graceful.
Scorpio, October 23rd to November 21st. Your dog is intense, bold, powerful, devoted, and funny. Quintessential Scorpio breed is a Rottweiler.
Oh. I always wanted a Roddy.
Yeah.
If we're talking Roddies. Yeah.
Oh. Sagittarius, November 22nd to December 21st.
Mm-hmm.
Your dog is happy,
Yes.
obstinate,
Mm-hmm.
obstinate, honest, friendly, and a clown.
Oh. Who dat?
Quintessential Sagittarius breed, French Bulldog.
Ah, Frenchie.
All right.
It's funny
This is
that you
Ralph.
said that. Wait, like
Yeah.
one last little story there. I saw like a little online video today of somebody's wedding and their little French bulldog was part of the wedding, but it was an outdoor wedding and there was like a big field across from where the wedding was and there was a deer in the field. And so here they are trying to have their ceremony and they had like the Frenchie and it was like doing that wow 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 trying to have this ceremony and the dog is like literally like just nonstop like wow 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 wow. And everybody's like just like dying laughing but they had to wait for the deer to go away. I know. So it's pretty accurate.
Clown.
He's a clown and a half.
All right, the next one, Capricorn. So this is Ralph from December 22nd to January 19th.
Mm-hmm.
Your dog is feisty, proud,
Mm-hmm.
bossy, affectionate, and focused. The Yorkshire Terrier is the quintessential Capricorn breed.
The Yorkaroo.
Yorkaroo. Feisty, maybe, Ralph? Yeah. Proud. Sometimes, like, he has this, like, where he sits and his chest is all puffy.
Oh,
And
yeah.
his head is back and he looks more derpy than proud, but
He's puffing his chest. Puffing
affectionate
his
for
chest.
sure.
Focused, he might be. Once he gets his surgery, he might focus a little bit
Yes.
more.
We've
Right
been
now,
talking
not
about
so
that
much.
this
Yeah.
year, recently. Just
Yeah.
like, is he gonna calm down?
Well, just
Are we waiting another year?
he's still a puppy. He's still just a poop. He's
I
still just a
know.
poopers.
He's very
a poopers.
testy.
Yeah. He won't be after a surgery. That's terrible.
Oh, Ralph.
Okay, now we need to focus.
Aquarius.
Yes.
January 20th to February 18th. Your dog is shy, strong-willed, serious, independent, and graceful. Quintessential Aquarius breed is the Italian Greyhound.
Oh.
And now we have Miss Lou.
Yes.
Pisces.
The Pisces.
February 19th to March 20th. Your dog is lovable.
She is.
Caring.
Oh, she really is.
Popular.
Everybody loves
so
her.
popular. Sweet.
She's so sweet.
And playful.
Well, we had to teach her how to play, but she's coming along and she is loving the playfulness of it all.
And the quintessential Pisces breed is a Maltese.
Oh. So it's funny that you say like lovable because like all of the adults love her, but like I mentioned, our kids are not like, even though I told them about what it's going to be like with a rescue, they got annoyed with some of the accidents that happen. And I don't know if you guys tuned in last week or not, where I told you about how she counter surfed a bit and jumped up onto the couch with a big old pork tenderloin in her mouth, thinking it was hers, and like nothing was wrong with that. So anyways, the other night my son was out with some friends and I was going to pick him up from a friend's house. So we're coming home and I don't know how, I was driving him and a friend home and I hadn't seen his friend in a while who lives super close to us. And I said, "Hey, did you hear we got another dog?" And he said, "Yes, I did hear that." And I said, "Yes, but my son Ronan," I said, "But Ronan doesn't like her." And Ronan said, "It's not that I don't like her. It's just that," and like he was just saying that like he was just annoyed with some of the behaviors. And I was like, "Yes, but these are behaviors that you expect when you're rescuing," and was just like sort of going over the whole thing. So anyways, we get home. And every Friday night in our household is pizza night. And it's to the point where like this pizza place is like our pizza place that we order from is literally like our favorite pizza. It's so good. I've never had any other pizza like it. And it's to the point where my kid rarely goes out with friends because he wants to stay at home to get his pizza. Like he loves the pizza.
Well, where is it from?
It's called Maryville Pizza. Oh my God, they're the best. It's literally the best pizza ever. Anyways, and so we walk into the house and my husband had opened the box to get like a slice of pizza and left it open and there was like 3 slices left. So my son had eaten like a quick slice before going to hang out with his friends. And then he said, "Make sure you save some for me for when I get home." Well, Miss Lou counter surfed 3 pieces of pizza. Yeah. So we came home and my husband had to break the news to our son. And so after like he was just like, "See?" and like went upstairs to his room. And I was like, "Lou, we need to have a chat." I'm like, "If you want this kid to like you cannot eat his pizza." Like you cannot. Like
But
you
she's
really
like,
screwed up there,
"Mom,
Lou.
I'm so hungry."
I know. She's like, "I used to be a chunk, and now you have me as a not chunk anymore. Now
I like being
hungry."
a chunk. Give me the pizza.
I told her, I'm like, "The
Lou.
pork tenderloin I'm okay with, but you cannot eat the boy's pizza, Lou. If you want him to love you, you cannot eat the boy's pizza. I told
Aw.
her. I think she got the gravity of the situation. I think she
Yeah.
understands. Yeah. Yeah, she ate the boy's pizza.
Miss
Oh.
Lou.
Anyways, while you were talking about um the dogoscopes, I checked out like Pet Psychic really quick. So it looks like it's all like fairly gimmicky sort of websites that you can find. Like, of course, like as soon as you like click the link, you're gonna get a bunch of pop-ups and it's like, give us your email. We're as obsessed with finding answers as you are. Subscribe to like our site. And I'm like, yeah, no, thank you. And then it opens with like a bunch of all the different dogoscope signs as well. And then it says how
Mm.
pet psychics work. So it says if you have pets, you may have wondered whether they know what you're thinking. Perhaps your cat hides when you start planning a trip to the vet, or maybe your dog runs in circles when you think about going out to play. Both of these events have logical explanations. Your cat might have heard you pull the carrier off the shelf. Your dog must have seen you glance at a favorite ball. But pet psychics, also known as animal intuitives or animal communicators, would explain these events a little differently. According to most pet psychics, you communicate with your pets telepathically all the time without even knowing it. Your cat hides and your dogs get ready and your dog gets ready to play because of signals you send with your mind, not because of your actions.
Hmm.
Hmm. I don't know anyone who has used the services of a pet psychic or a pet intuitive.
No.
Have you?
No.
Should we do it just for fun to see what it's like? So like we can find out Lou, but like we'll have to get a French speaking one for Lou.
Wee wee wee. You think I
Guess
could get Ralph to stop jumping on the counter telepathically?
I think you need to start sending those telepathic messages like, calm down, Ralph.
No, Ralph.
Quit being so testy, or I'm going to take your testes. Telepathically send those messages to him and see if that works. See if that works.
How do you know?
Yes.
Like, how do you know it works?
I don't know. This is the thing. Like, this is why I'd be kind of curious to try it because it seems like a very foodie fafa thing. But I don't want to write anybody's experiences off because, like, if somebody had an experience with one, I'd be curious to know.
Yeah.
I'd be
But
very
dogs
curious
are
to.
really good at, getting to like learning our body language.
Yes.
Yes.
See, I would say the same thing. It's just like I would say that they like dogs are very emotionally intuitive. That's why like you hear about the ones that come and like lay with you when you're sad, and like it's just like I think it all depends on how you build the bond between you and your dog,
Yeah.
right? Like even watching what was like the sad movie that we watched that makes everybody cry when they see it, A Dog's Purpose. Like you
Oh,
see the
yeah.
different types of relationships people have with their dogs, right? And if you're like a police officer and it's like literally your partner, they are like toit. That is a toit relationship.
Yeah.
They bond with each other. You get them when they're a puppy, you train them together, like, and then they're with you like all the time and you work together and then you go home and you relax. Like, it's like you're always together.
Yeah.
Oh, God,
See,
I
my
want a job
previous
where my
dog,
dog is my
Wiggum.
partner.
What's that?
I said, God, I want a job where my dog is my partner.
Yes. My previous dog, Wiggum, thought that I was crying when I had the hiccups.
Oh,
Yeah. So the
yeah.
telepathic messages were not being received properly. Because there were some moments where I did
Yep.
cry and he had the same reaction, like just sat in front of me with his ears down. Like,
Yeah.
oh. So every
Oh,
time I had the hiccups, he would do that.
that's funny.
He would just follow me everywhere.
That's
Poor
hilarious.
Wiggum.
Poor Wiggum Legum.
Wiggum Legum, for sure.
Wiggum Legum. But yeah, I think that they can like it just depends on how like yeah, the relationship and how they can read you. But and then again, like part of it's routine. So you might be doing something that they're picking up on that you don't even realize. Like maybe when you go to grab your keys or whatever and they're just like oh my god, or if you like go to grab like if even if you if they start to notice some activity around like the front hallway, they're like ooh, is it W
Mm-hmm.
time? I can't say it out loud because I've got a dog close to me. Is it W time? And even so, like I mentioned this on an episode too, so like sometimes when you spell things out, well, you do it enough times and then they know what you're talking about anyways too.
Yeah.
You know? Like I'd always
You'd
say,
have to spell it in French.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Is it W time?
She's like, I'm bilingual.
Oh my goodness. But yes, that's what that could be. But I'd be curious to know what a
Me
pet psychic
too.
would have to say,
Yeah.
especially about especially about Gibbon. Well, I'd want to know both of them. I want to know both of them, but
I want to know what Ralph is thinking.
yes.
I wish
Yes.
somebody could tell me that.
What is he trying to say? He's
What are
saying,
you
"Mom,
saying?
I
Food?
just want to see what's on that table."
All the time. All the time.
So on to the next topic, and it's just like just a quick little reminder, and only because I had a friend in from out of town this week who had a petit bébé. So she had a little baby with her. The baby is getting close to 1, so like crawling around, can stand up, is getting pretty close to walking, um, grabbing at everything, right? Like we'll
Mm-hmm.
grab and pull hair, grabby mitts. And she was telling me about how her sister wanted to come over and visit with her 2 dogs. Her sister lives on a farm and she's always had dogs and she takes her dogs with her like wherever she goes. So she wanted to come in with the dogs and my friend was like, "No." And she's like, "No, let the baby like see the dogs." And she was like, "No." Because she's smart enough to realize the developmental stage that the baby's at, and then these dogs that live on a farm with no babies or kids around, and realizes the potential danger for that
Mm-hmm.
situation. And again, like, so, like, some people forget that. And kids, of course, they love animals. They want to touch them, they want to pet them, they want to do all the things that your dog may not enjoy at all, and they might be rough and stuff like that. So my thing has always been like, if there's a child especially that I'm not familiar with, is I'm just going to say I find parents are getting pretty good because parents don't want their kids getting bit, but at the same time, like, not every parent takes the time to explain the safety of like dogs like to their children, right? So you have to be very conscious of your dog around children. And what I do when there's kids that I don't know very well is see it as an opportunity to teach them about safety.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not going to go just approach the dog. We're not going to run at the dog. We're not going to yell or scream really loud. This can be difficult if you have a 2 to 3 year old, because again, if they don't have vocabulary where you can teach them and they're a screechy, yelly thing, I'd probably just say to the parents, "Do you know what? Like, he's not around kids very often. I don't know how he's going to react to this. I haven't exposed him to babies, and I'm worried that I just don't want anybody getting hurt." And then they can appreciate that. And if that
Mm-hmm.
makes you a bad guy, then maybe this person isn't your friend. Don't feel bad for trying to avoid a dangerous situation. Like,
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
anyways, and like I saw this like other photo too, like, and I find that people like do this a lot. Like a lot of people are guilty of this, and you see it on Instagram like almost on the daily. One of our friends from Canines in the Capital recently shared this like poster on the interwebs, and it just says, "This is not funny or cute," and it shows several pictures of kids around animals. So there's like kids like dressing up a dog, and you can see that the dog is just like horrified with the situation. Like, you look at the dog's body language in all of this, and they're not enjoying what's happening. But people
No.
do it for the photo op. Like, it says, "A dog is not a toy or photo op for your child. Model and encourage respectful and kind interactions, and they will make the relationship between your child and dog safe and joyful." So the several photos that it shows one dressing up a dog, and you can see the dog's like not having it. There's another one where where the child is wearing like a cowboy hat and trying to ride the dog like a pony, and the dog is like panting. So again, like,
Yeah.
panting shows that they're uncomfortable. There's another one of like a kid like hugging like and squeezing super tight like a pug, and the pug's eyes are like, "For the love of God, somebody help me."
Yeah.
And then there's like another photo of like a kid trying to like put something in a dog's face, and same thing, like the dog's ears are back, the tail's down, and like the kids like laughing because they don't know, right? Like, especially small children do not know how to read like dog
No.
body language. So you have to teach them, you have to show them, and if they're too young to do any of that, then you have to become the responsible one, because who wants their dog biting a child? Nobody.
Nobody.
Nobody wants it. And this is coming from a girl who got bit by a dog really badly in the face as a child.
Ugh.
I can remember, and I think I told this on Let's Boop Snoots before, but it's time to tell it again. Especially in the springtime and everybody's coming out with their cute puppies.
Oh my God.
Everybody's going to be outside, everybody's going to be seeing, and everybody's going to be want to be touching the dogs and the all of that. Anyways, I can remember going up to the cottage, and there's somebody at the cottage, and they had a German Shepherd, and his name was Snoopy. And all I can remember is all of the adults, like all towering above me, and I was chasing this dog around them, like around the adults, and trying to grab at his tail. I can remember this. I was 3 years old. Kept grabbing at his tail, and then he just turned around and took a big chomp into my face. So I still have scars, like right next to my eye. He just missed my eye. And then, like, down on the other side, like, he sort of went diagonally across my face. And so down by my mouth, there's like another, and I had to go to the hospital and get stitches because the bite was pretty bad. And that's like a perfect example. You got to pay attention, and you got to like go put the dog somewhere. This is where it becomes really useful when you're having guests and stuff, to put your dog in the place command. So then your dog's not running around and jumping and chasing them. He knows to stay there. And then
Yeah.
so that when you notice somebody approaching your dog, you can be like, hey, no, like, let's not pet him. No, don't run at him like that. You have to be responsible.
Yes.
Or kick the kids out of there. It's the dog's house.
I haven't seen Ralph with kids, but I get the impression that they think that they're like puppies
Yeah.
because they're their little voices.
Like, and so, like, again, like, I've been out with my dogs several times before, where, and especially when Gibbs was like a puppy, like when they're a puppy, I'll just say careful because the puppies bite, right? So like, and then I'd always just say, okay, I'm just gonna sit him down, and I always say, walk up slowly and hold up your hand so he can have a sniff. And then after he has a good sniff at you, then you can pet him on top of the head, and like very gentle. Like, I always tell them, slow and gentle, and look at what his face is doing, and like just, watch what the dog's doing. Make sure if you see the lips come up and you see his teeth, like he's going, "Argh," then you need to back away from the dog because we don't want anybody getting hurt. And I would just sort of like give them a quick little lowdown, you know? It's like, it's about the approach. It's about letting the dog sniff, and then maybe touching if the dog's comfortable with it, Don't chase the dog. Don't grab his tail. Don't pat him back here. Don't pat him here or there or there, or here or there or there.
Yeah.
Just very gently. Very gentil.
Gentle, please.
Gentle, please.
I was terrified of dogs when I was young.
Yes. I remember that. I do. I do remember you saying that. My sister was terrified of dogs after watching me get bit in the face, no doubt. I, however, was not. I was still like, let me touch the doggies. Yeah. Aww. But you want to bet that my parents made carefully sure that I knew how to approach animals after that.
Yeah.
So very importante, everybody out there with kids and everybody out there with dogs. People with the kids, teach your kids how to approach dogs. And if they're too young, just don't do it.
Yeah.
Just don't.
Not worth it.
And people with dogs, like, either if you're interested in it, or there's kids in your dog's life or within your family, expose your dog to the kids and let them both work it out. Like, both of you, like, mend to that relationship together. Or watch your dog and protect your dog as much as you can, and the child, so that nobody gets hurt.
Because it might not be malicious. Like, they might just jump or knock them over.
That too.
They might just fall.
Yes. Especially with the larger breed dogs, right? And that's one thing that I really appreciate with a lot of the rescue sites and stuff like that, is that they're very honest about the whole children aspect of things. Like, they'll be like, hasn't been exposed to children, or no children in the home, please, or enjoys children. Like they're very honest with it, which I think is good.
Yeah.
Very, very good. It's very, very good. So the next thing we were going to just talk about real quickly how we opened up the episode there. Let's scoop poops. So back in the day when the first time that I had two dogs, I was living on this property where in the backyard there was a very steep incline because it was like it backed onto railroad track, like on the other side of our fence. And I can remember the first spring after having two dogs because we live in a city where it snows like past your height sometimes. So there's no keeping up like after a certain point with all the poop that happens in the winter in the backyard. Unless you're the type of person that like your dog poops only on the walk and that like you don't let them in the backyard or that you go into the backyard with them each time and pick it up. I am not one of those people. And after when the snow starts to melt, and I was telling Vero about a meme that I saw today, and I was like, "Yep, this is my backyard right now." Um, it was a meme from the movie Toy Story with Woody and Buzz Lightyear, and it says, "After the snow and ice melts," and Buzz Lightyear is saying to Woody, "Poop, poop everywhere." And it is so very true right now.
Yes.
So, when I was at this property of mine, I can remember going out in the spring and I went and I picked up like some tools, like a little tiny, like it's like almost has the same type of handle as a rake would and something else. The there's two pieces to it. So there's one that's like a little like almost looks like a dustpan at the bottom of it with like a long broom handle, and then the other one is like a tiny little rake or a tiny little like almost looks like a spatula kind of thing at the end of it, so that you can shove it into the thing that looks like a dustpan and then place that in a bin or a garbage bag of some kind. So out I go into my yard in the spring and I literally like went over like maybe a 4x8 area and it took me like a good 30 minutes to pick up all of the poop, and I was like, this is going to take me forever. So like I did that portion of the yard and I was like, okay, that's it. Do you know what, I'm gonna do a little, I'll do more tomorrow. I'll get up early in the morning, I'll try to do like a bigger area, blah 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 blah. So I go out for coffee with a friend of mine and I tell her about my horrid poop backyard and how long it's taken me to pick up this poop. And this friend of mine at the time said, I think there's a service that comes and does it for you. And I said, well, it's got to be like super expensive though. And she's like, no, I heard it wasn't too bad. So it's this company called Poop Squad. So I looked them up. You can put in like how big your yard is, like roughly like an estimate, how many dogs you have and what size they are, and then they give you a quote. So my quote for my backyard was like $100, and I was like, "Yep, done."
Yes,
And
please.
they showed up to that's for a spring clean. You can also get weekly services with them where they come every week and just like pick up your poop for you. For
Oh my
me, it's just
God.
this the spring clean that takes forever. So I don't if I do want to know what if I won the lottery, I would definitely get the weekly service, but it's nice to get outside even though you're picking up poop and it's kind of gross. But anyways, all that to say, I got the spring service. It was like $100. They came in one afternoon and guess what? All the poop was gone. All of it,
Wow.
all of the poop. And I was just like, this is the best thing ever. And I'm not kidding you. I think I'm going on year 11 or 12 now.
Of the poop squad.
I don't even have to call them. They call me in the spring and they're like, would you like the spring cleanup? I'm like, you betcha. Two
Have their
dogs?
prices
Yes, sir.
increased?
Yes, they've slowly increased over the years. So now it's like
Yeah.
a little. And what I do now, because the snow slowly melts, like what I do is I get a spring cleanup, but I add on like a couple of weeks because I don't want to wait for the snow to fully melt. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if like
Yeah. Then
three
it's like
quarter
mushy.
exactly. So like when 3/4 like of the snow is gone, like I have them. So I just add on like a couple of weeks. So they come over the course of like 3 weeks so that every like area that is like free of snow gets cleaned up, which is nice. So I do
Very
that
smart.
and it's close to like about $150. So just this past weekend, um well over the past I want to say 4 to 5 days, it's been like above zero and we've had like a ton of rain. And unfortunately, like the way like the that our house is facing, like our backyard doesn't get like a ton of sun exposure, so it always takes our backyard longer to have the snow melt. But we're getting there, and it's looking like a little bit of a poop soup out there right now.
Ooh.
It's really gross.
We've
It
been pretty
really
good
is
at
gross.
going out and picking it up
Yeah.
when he, like, right after he poops. It was
Yeah.
just like the minus 40 degrees. I was like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
But it actually hasn't been that bad. No poop soup.
See, after the spring cleanup, like we're good at it. Like every weekend, it's like my husband or I, or we send the kids out to do poopity scoops.
Yeah.
And then we can manage it on our own. But it's just like the winter, it's like after, like in the beginning, like yes, you try as much as you can and stuff like that. But then after like several heavy snowfalls, like I just can't anymore.
Yeah.
And especially at night when it's dark and you can't even see really, like you just let them go.
Poop flashlight.
Poop flashlight.
You need like a headlamp.
A headlamp. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, so in terms of dog poop cleaning tools, there's like several different ones, but I have to say, like, so when the poop squad comes, it's literally just like a team of dudes. There's usually like 4 or 5 of them, and they just rake it all up. Like especially in the spring, it works too, right? Because you have some of the leaves from the fall still left over and stuff like that. But anyways, they just like rake it all up into a big thing, scoop it in a huge bin, and they're gone. So there's like I can remember going shopping for different ones. There's one that looks like it's almost like a claw grabber, like it's like a big thing where it's like it has jaws and you open it and then it
Oh,
chomps and
yeah.
picks up the poop. I can't imagine even trying something like that because, like, especially on grass and stuff, it depends on what your yard looks like and what you're picking up from.
Yeah.
But if a doggy has a loose stool on some grass, I can tell you right now that thing's not going to work. And all you're
No.
going to get is poop smear all over your dog poop cleaning tool.
But if it's in the snow,
If it's in the snow, then yeah, it might work.
yeah.
So it might be a winter one, but the ones that I'm looking at here are sort of like all like, oh my God. Anyways, there's another tool where it's like you have this big handheld contraption. It's like a big with a big rectangle at the bottom. And I guess you can put like a bag, like a plastic bag in it. And then there's like a big, it almost looks like a cat litter, like scoop shovel that then you would shove the poop into the bag thing and then it has a lid that closes on it. So I guess there's some way to take the bag out. Honest to God, the easiest and bestest thing is like the thing that I mentioned before. So it's a two-piece like tool. They both have like it's like the equivalent to like a broom handle on it, and at the bottom of one it kind of looks like the equivalent of a dustpan, and the on the other one it's like a mini rake. And the rake is good because you can pick like the rake picks up and it picks up through grass and it picks up through gravel and it picks up through whatever surface you're picking up from. You can just sort of like hook onto it and shove it into the little dustbin and then put it in a garbage bag.
Then you fling it into your neighbor's lawn.
Well, it's funny. So when we were at that house, when we were at that house that backed up onto the rail, it was literally like nobody went there because if you were to jump over our fence, which a teenager did once, and I had the laugh of my life because I was like, they landed in like I don't even know how much dog poop because we used to go and fling our poop over over the fence because it was like a no man's land. Like it wasn't even like I
Yeah.
was like if there was a bike path there or whatever, but if you were to climb over that fence, there would be a huge, massive, thistly like bushed like ditch of like just like total like nothingness. Like
Yeah.
so we had no problem just like heaving it over the fence. I remember my husband started doing that and I was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Have you ever been back there?" And then we went for a walk like down the train tracks once, right till in between right in behind our house and I was like, "Okay, yeah, you can throw poop over the fence." Cuz there was like it's not like anybody was going to go there and then I figure if anyone wanted to try to climb into our backyard, they'd have to go through like
Poop trap.
a poop trap. A poop trap.
Poop trap.
Yes. And that's all I have to say about poopy scoops.
Should I I'll give like maybe 3 fun facts.
Yes.
This one's fun. This one we know. Let's see. Okay. Pick like random ones.
Did you lose them?
As of fun fact number 1. As of 2021, The Wire Fox Terrier has won 15 times at the Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show, more than any other breed.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's not even the cutest dog.
No.
Maybe it's the dog, the dog breed that stayed truest to its original form.
Yeah,
Remember
that's what I was
we
going to
did
say.
Yeah.
I
remember we did that show on like how they've changed like over the years. That was a cool show.
The dog show?
Yes. No, the show that we did where you talked about how breeds have slowly changed over the years.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that? That show. That's the show I'm talking about. That was a good show, Vero.
Our show.
Yes, our show. Let's pop Snoots.
Fun fact number 2. The now defunct video game developer PF Magic released the first dog simulation game, Dogs, in 1995.
What kind of simulation game do you need for dogs?
I don't know.
What is it called?
Dogs with a Z.
And
it's from PF Magic.
PF Magic, what the heck?
And the last fun fact, Goofy, then named Dippy Dog, debuted in the 1932 Disney cartoon short Mickey's Review.
Oh.
Goofy was named Dippy Dog?
Dippy Dog? I did know that.
Dippy Dog, D-A-W-G.
Dippy Dog?
Dippy Dog.
Dippy Dog. So this is a simulation game, and it's available on the Nintendo DS. Dogs, D-O-G-Z. The player starts at an adoption center where they may choose a dogs or cats with a Z to adopt of a breeds with a Z and a gender of their choice. Once the player has found a pet with a Z, they can adopt and name their new puppies with a Z. They're big on the Zs in this game. Or kittens with a Z. After around 3 days real time, the pets become adults. Interesting. I wonder if that's for kids when they're like, can we get a dog? Can we get a dog? Can we get a dog? And it's like, pass this video game. And yes, you can. If your dog is still alive in 3 weeks, if you still want to play this game in 3 months every day, then we can get a dog.
At 6 a.m.
Yeah, exactly. I'll wake you up at 6 a.m. to play it.
That's funny.
That is funny. Well, those are some interesting facts.
Yeah.
We wrapping it up?
We're wrapping it up.
Wrapping it up. Wrapping it up. On the Let's Boop Snoots talk show.
Join us next week on Let's Boop Snoots with an S.